A spokesman for the Taliban delegation in Doha says the parties are close to an agreement that would see U.S. troops withdraw from Afghanistan in exchange for a Taliban commitment not to turn Afghanistan into a safe haven for terrorists. Taliban officials were quoted as saying that according to the deal, U.S. troops would withdraw from Afghanistan within 2 years. In Washington, the top U.S. military officer, General Joseph Dunford, said it was premature to talk about withdrawal.
The operational environment would clearly change in the wake of a negotiation, but I think we'd have to make assessments. I would then make recommendations to the Secretary and would have a conversation with the President.
Meanwhile, officials in Afghanistan said Wednesday that Taliban militants had killed at least 14 pro-government militia members in a terrorist attack in the western province of Herat, one of many that have taken place during the peace talks.
The current environment today, at the level of violence associated with the insurgency, I think we and the Afghans agree that some degree of support is necessary. That's why we have forces on the ground inside of Afghanistan today.
The Taliban ruled Afghanistan from 1996 until a U.S.-led coalition stepped in and removed the brutal regime from power in 2001. Many Afghans fear that a U.S. withdrawal would plunge the country into another bloody conflict. Women fear renewed bans on their education, employment, and freedom of movement.
Right now, the Taliban are against women and their achievements. If they accept women and their achievements in a peace deal, that is very good. But it is not going to be good if the peace comes without giving women their rights.
Taliban negotiators have rejected talks with the Afghan government, calling it a U.S. puppet. But U.S. officials say inter-Afghan talks are a prerequisite for any lasting peace in the country. Afghanistan's President Ashraf Ghani says he will be a tough negotiator.
The Taliban are part of this country, but they cannot determine the fate of the country. Election is a legitimate right of the Afghan people, and they must choose their legitimate government.
U.S. negotiators are hoping to reach a deal with the Taliban before Afghanistan's presidential elections set for September 28th. Zlatica, Hoke, VOA News, Washington.